book, First Day First Show, in the foreword, you say that the more things change, the more they remain the same. What is the one thing that you find most changed, and what has remained absolutely the same from the day you started?
First, I think your book is wonderful.
Thank you.
And the foreword is even better.
Oh, who wrote that?
No, how this happened, I wonder. I've been trying to find that writer for my next film. In terms of work, life, films, to me it's all related now. I can't separate them. I can't find different कि life में क्या change नहीं हुआ. But I think what has remained the same for me is I can just talk about myself, not in terms of work only, but I think I've remained the same to me. I really feel that way.
Really?
Yeah, I think I've remained the same. Deep down inside, when I'm alone and with myself, I think I'm the same. I'm still upstarty, I'm still silly, I'm still naive, I'm still stupid, I'm still pompous, I'm still happy-go-lucky. But what has changed is that when I go to work now, the rawness I had, all the mistakes that I could make, all the crutches I did not use, all the technique that I did not know, I know a little more. And that makes me miss out on all the bad acting I've done, which I thought was wonderful.
And you miss that?
I miss that, yeah. I miss that.
Do you mean like a certain innocence has been lost?
Maybe, yeah. Maybe I'm no longer as innocent as I used to be. I never knew when I did a scene, I always thought I've done it well. I never thought it was wrong. And then there were days when somebody would tell me and say, Shah Rukh, I liked what you did, or I don't know, there was no, I didn't have to worry about appreciation from outside. Now I find myself doing something and I think a lot of people just like it because I'm doing it. And they don't feel it, it doesn't touch them at times. And earlier I knew that if they said it was nice, it was nice. There were times when Kundan or Aziz would turn and say, "Bahut ganda kiya tu." And I would go and cry. I don't cry now when I do it badly.
No, but does anybody even tell you that bahut ganda kiya?
Maybe that's why I don't cry. Nobody tells me. I hope somebody tells me one day and I go home and cry. That's why I don't even feel as happy now when somebody tells me that, "Oh, maza aa gaya yaar. You were God in that scene." So I don't know. So I miss that. I miss the fact that is it me not being honest to myself and natural, or are people not being? And I miss that part. Please, I hope after seeing this interview, every director doesn't start screaming at me, "Hey, bada ganda kiya," and all, just to show that they're honest.
So is RA1 a part of that, of creating something completely new?
Yeah, RA1 is, Ravan, is actually a part of realizing very fast that I'm not bigger than my films. Realizing last 7-8 years that I'm as big as my film.
What do you mean?
A superstar cannot be bigger than his film. I mean, with due respect, a lot of people say that this star can pull off a bad film also, and kaisi bhi hogi, but uska stardom hai, log pagal hain, XYZ, they may say about me also in a love story or whatever. I don't think that's true. I think no star is bigger than the film. And I realize that if I need to be special, my film needs to be special.
At that budget, at 100 crore, 150 crore budget, you're really playing for broke, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, I calculated if this goes wrong, then I'll be dancing at weddings for the next 5 years. This is it. I'm praying for a lot of people to get married. I may have to shift to birthday parties also. When I was young, Anu, I didn't want to be, I'm a very shy person, genuinely very shy person. People don't understand that. Very, very shy, strangely shy, to the extent of being awkward and complex. I blush at the age of 45 when I meet too many people. I'm like that. But every time I wanted anything to do with public display of myself, that I would be okay being in the public eye. One was sports, because I would just go and play. The only other thing was if I was a superhero. If I could just fly. I said, that I'll be all right. Then I wouldn't mind meeting people. I want to come down like this from the sky, and if people said, "Hey, how are you?" and I won't be shy. I won't hide. I used to hide under my bed when friends used to come to the house. My mom, wrongly maybe, now it's wrong to say that, but my mom didn't call me unsocial, she called me antisocial. And so I was very shy. So the only reason I thought I would ever be able to overcome is by being a superhero. So this is actually quite a fantasy from childhood, that I want to get over my shyness, and the only way I can expose myself to public is if I'm a superhero. So it really is like that. This is a very honest, deep down truth. I want to do VFX, I want to bring new technology to Indian cinema. I want to be responsible 50 years, 30 years, 15 years, whenever down the line somebody turn around and say, "You know what, it was a good thing Shah Rukh did that, yeah. Now we have this in the Indian films. The first film who did? Hey, I think SRK, started that. I really want to have that. I've got a lot of awards, and I've got a lot of rewards. I've got everything. I just want that one little thing, that somebody should say, you know, like some time back, 10 years ago, negative roles, yeah, Shah Rukh ne shuru kiye. I used to feel very proud of it. Very, very proud of it. Of course, people had done before me, but I'd done it like a hero. So I felt very proud of it. It has been some time, I've heard that about me, that I started something.
But is there ever any moment of doubt, any moment where, like in the middle of the night, you say, what was I thinking?
Yeah, 4 nights ago I had it.
Really?
Yeah, at about 3:34 in the morning. I was just sitting and watching some movie, and I liked it, and it was really crap. And everybody said it's crap, and I liked it. And I'm like, oh, I'm liking this, and I like Ravan. Am I wrong? I got very disturbed, yeah. I got very sad. And I was like all...
You're too close to it.
Yeah, so it doesn't shock me sometimes. The greatest shot in boom, and I'm like, yeah, it's ho gaya na. Yes, so there are days, you know, I mean, there was a day like that. And then I woke up. I spent the next day with a very bad headache, and completely like this. It was jakroed, and my office was asking me questions. I wanted to kill everyone. You know, no, I don't want to talk about all this. And then I went and saw a 3D test of my film, and I got tears in my eyes because I thought I made the best film in the world.
You're king of the world.
I am the king of the universe. Now I've got VFX on my side, so king of the universe.
You know, in one of the first interviews we did, I asked you what was the reason for your success. This was way back. I mean, probably Ram Jaane or just around when you had started.
Josh, I think.
Yeah. Perhaps. You said, I don't know. I'm not looking at it. I just tell God, don't let the good times stop. It's been so many years. Do you think about why you're successful? Do you introspect at all?
I don't know.
Or what you did right? Do you think about that?
Not at all. Not at all. I've tried to give it a thought, and sometimes have discussions with friends. Kya ho sakta hai yaar? You know, some good friends, old friends, who'd be honest with me. And we sit for 5, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. But very seldom we've done it. Maybe this exercise has happened in the last 10 years twice. And we've come up with, pata nahi yaar. And if you can make it, anyone can. Finally it comes down to that. And like you said, yeah, I just pray to God that the good times shouldn't stop. Now it's literally changed a little. I just thank God that the good times haven't stopped. So that's the only difference. But I don't know. I really don't know. I work very hard, but everyone does. I have certain sensibilities which I stick to. Few rules I have in film. One of them, very simple one, is I'll do a film for the film's sake. It could be the worst film, but I want to do it for the film's sake. It's got no commercial aspect attached to it. And I do it with a lot of goodness. I believe it's the nicest film. And I take it year by year. No? I don't take it like, you know, mujhko aisa ek cheez attempt karna chahiye. Ravan was one thing I wanted to do always from childhood. But I'm like, this year, now I want to do a small comedy. I want to do one bad guy's role. You know, it's like that. Or I just want to do a very small film, like 35 days, really warm, sweet film, girl, boy, man, woman, just really nice, small film. So I just do a small film. My choices are like that. And I go wrong with it, like I went wrong with Paheli, I think.
Now, in the last 20 years, that the book covers, you know, the most consistent high notes have been, of course, the three Khans, you and Aamir and Salman. Now, there's been a sort of strange debate which comes up every couple of months about who's number one, whose last film did better at the box office, and you very rarely, or perhaps not at all, see this in Hollywood. You know, you can't, I mean, I've never seen sort of Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise and George Clooney talking about who's number one. Why does it happen so much here? I mean, what is it with all of you? Or is it just a banter that goes on?
A little banter, tabloid, journalistic banter. We are, as a set of people, craving for heroes, and we don't compete well ourselves. So we, vicarious bolte hain usko? You know, we live off like that, and because we are not doing it, we assume others should be doing this competition. Wo number ek hai. We are horse betters. We are not horse riders, I feel, as people. I'm also like that. Yaar, kaisa khel raha hai yaar? It's a sport. There will be things which go wrong. Abroad, the greatest of people like Pete Sampras has gone and somebody else has come in. They're not harping on about Federer as good as Pete Sampras? He's got the records, he's broken them, and they're not deriding Pete Sampras either. During his time, at the age of tennis that he was, he's got McEnroe still wonderful, Navratilova is still fantastic, and Martina Hingis is brilliant. So they have a sense of, they have so many heroes coming up regularly. I think we are not producing enough heroes. I'm not just talking film heroes. I'm talking real life heroes, sporting heroes, political heroes, writing heroes, and journalistic heroes, and media heroes. We don't have enough. So वही 5-6 गिने चुने हैं और उन्हीं को मतलब कितने सालों से यही बात सुन रहा हूँ मैं कि ये triumvirate है और ये तीनों हैं और ये number 1 है, number 2 है. I don't think we, I mean I can really, without having much conversation with them because we're not working together more often than not, but whenever I meet either of them or get to hear, I don't think any of us is really sitting down and thinking कि अब बोल number 1 कौन है? And I don't think so. I never hear. I don't know why. Because they're used to it. It's a professional field. And he's a professional. And also they don't kill a person if his film doesn't do well. It's okay. His film didn't do well, yeah. And the next one will. They're professional actors. They'll come back. I think because they don't give demigod status to stardom or stars in any arena, they think of them as human beings and professionals. I think they also do not get caught up in this कि मेरा God number 1 है कि उसका God number 2 है. You know, there is no demigod status given. Professionals doing a job, which is going to happen, Anu, I think, in the next 4-5 years. When the status of big stardom is not going to be given, I think this kind of comparisons will, you know, you're doing a job, and he does a good job, he also does a good job. And that day, his day at the office was fantastic, you know, so it's going to be like this.
But this superstardom that you talk about, that, you know, in a few years you'll be seen as a professional, that may happen in a few years, but right now you and Aamir and Salman are essentially one-man studios. Is there any downside to such few people having so much power?
No, I think it's all right. I think it's
You're
fantastic.
happy.
I think if what you say is right, and just the 3 of us have the power, I think it should not go to anyone else, I think. I've gauged, judged, discussed, and analyzed this. I think we're the 3 best people to rule the film industry. And lesser the merrier. See, if there is no stardom, there is no film industry. It's something actually, what's his name? Pulp Fiction guy.
Quentin Tarantino.
Quentin Tarantino said. And that's why he said actually the film industry in India is thriving because there's stardom. If there's no, and South Indian stardom, and Bhojpuri stardom, all of it. If you don't have stars, you don't have a film industry. What will have to happen is the directors have to become stars also. You know, you have to have a James Cameron so that you can have a film with some blue men and women in a place called Navi, or a language called Navi, or a planet which you don't know about, but you go because James Cameron. You and I will rush and stand in that line to see the James Cameron film as much as we'll rush to go and see the Jet Li or the Sylvester Stallone or the Brad Pitt film. And if they're all together, but he doesn't need anyone. You know, and so you'll have to have film directors who are stars.
Do you see that happening? Do you see that coming?
There's some, you hear them suddenly, and there's a spark, and then it goes out. And then sometimes it gets sold out, you know. I think directors and actors have to first come into a position of choice so that people are watching their films as actors, actresses, or directors, and then make the right choices. I think some of the directors who could have been star directors got into that position and then made the wrong choices for whatever reason. Maybe they got waylaid, maybe corporatization killed them, maybe their own sensibility. I will make a bigger hit film than the last. I don't know what, let me make another love story. Or, you know what, let me make the one that I wanted to make when I was a kid. Now everybody listens to me. I dislike directors who come and talk to me sometimes. See, I'll make the film for myself. Make a home video. People don't understand my film. It's your job to make them understand it. If you can't explain it, don't make it. You're an employee.
You have to communicate.
You have to communicate. You're an employee. This is the job. They buy your tickets. They're the ones who are coming, you know. And I'm not saying you sell your soul. Say your mind. Give your ideas. Believe your emotions. but you have to respect your employee. I think that's where the problem is, that we don't have enough star directors. And like you said, it's okay. The three of us are very conscientious, honest, hardworking, good-looking, sexy, absolutely stunning, wonderfully educated intellectuals. And
Doing just fine.
and doing just fine, and it's okay. See, jitna kam rakhoge, too many cooks spoil the broth. So just keep it few, and we'll take care.
In these last 20 years, you've seen such highs and lows. Are there any regrets? Is there anything you wish you hadn't done?
Some of the jumps, and the silly ones, for no reason, breaking a knee. Even now, it's busted my meniscus again out. Some of them, yeah. Some of the injuries, one at the time when I had my spine one, and I was in constant touch with you also that time. Yeah, it changed me as a person. It has made me, the other day I was playing here. I can't fly without wires anymore. And I just feel if I hadn't done that, and it was the cinema. Most of the injuries are through the film, and I should have been a little careful. So huge regret on that. And I would tell all youngsters who are watching this, as cool as I look, I'm not a real superhero. I hurt very bad, and it's not a nice feeling to get hurt. But that part, and second part, because of that, I did less work in the last 5 years. So I'll miss those. I think I missed out on a year and a half. I like working. I like doing more films. Even if I hadn't made a new film, at least I would have thought of it and done some stuff. So I lost out on a year and a half in 20 years, and I regret that. Though I got to spend it with the children. So maybe at the end it'll be really a nice thing. But right now I regret that. And no, otherwise,
It's all good.
I tell everyone, as pompously, I'm the Indian dream. How can I have any regrets? I genuinely am the Indian dream. I'm a guy from Delhi who's got no connections here in the Indian film industry, and I've come from nowhere, lost my parents, I'm an orphan. I come here from television, make it big, earn a lot of money, have respect, get the Padma Shri, films do well, and I say a lot of nonsense, people still forgive me, and they still come out on the streets to tell me that they love me. And with my limited looks, limited talent, limited capabilities in front of the media, I still have done so well. So I'm the great Indian dream. So I have no regrets at all. I mean, if I was asked to live this life all over again, I would do it harder, I would do it tougher, I would keep doing it and ask for even less. I think I have much more than I deserve, and only I want a private plane now. So yeah, then I'll be the flying great Indian dream.
Do you ever think about a day when all of this is not going to be there? Do you ever think of what's the second act? What's Shah Rukh Khan's second act?
Like my father used to tell me about a poem, a couplet, and I forget the first line, but the last two lines were Giri thi kal jahan bijli, wo mera aashiyan kyun ho. That's the kind of blind pathway I think superstars follow. I don't know about other superstars. I think I'm a big star. I follow that. I have no comprehension, and I'm not a stupid man. I'm not a silly person. I'm very practical, I think, but I have no. I don't think it can ever end. Maybe it's very sad to be like that. I'm running into some place which will end, and the reality of life is that it will. I'm talking to you, and you've asked me this, and it's ended for everyone before us, and it will end for people after us. And why won't it end for me? No. I think this is the survival shell of the tortoise that Allah has given me as a superstar. No. When you say, what's the second act? There is no second act. This is it. This one has no end line. It's like the Nike running ad that, there is no finish line. You just keep doing it. And every day I feel I'm younger, I'm better, I'm faster, I'm bigger, and I'm stronger. But I never think I'm silly or stupid or I'm with blinkers on. I think I'm okay. And I never think of the act. I don't know. So maybe when it happens, and if you ask me, maybe I'm still going to think, कौन सा खत्म हो गया? क्या बात कर रहे हो यार? ऐसा थोड़ा होता है. नहीं, ये तो चल रहा है अभी भी. So maybe I'll live in some strange ivory castle somewhere in my own castle in the air. कि मैं तो star ही हूँ. Maybe you see me with hair standing, roaming, नहीं मैं अभी भी star हूँ. I don't know. I never think of it. It's like the quest. The only problem Allah has given, Bhagwan has given, this life that you have. The only issue that you have in life is that we are looking for permanence in everything, for the good time never to end. If we didn't look for permanence, we'd be saints. And stardom is like that. I think it's permanent. I believe it is permanent. I know you're more practical than me, but no, you can't be right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.